Hello everybody and welcome back to Advanced Maths. Today we're solving equations graphically. So let's look at example 1. And it says a curve has the equation y equals 5x minus x squared. And we're asked to complete the table of values to start with. So we've got a table of values and we're going to substitute the x values into the equation to get the y values. Let's look at that. So here I've got y equals 5x minus x squared. I'm going to put x equals minus 1 in first. I'm going to work this out. You can use a calculator if you want to. And you get minus 6. Now you're going to substitute in 0. 5 times 0 minus 0 squared is 0. 5 times 1 minus 1 squared is 4. And we keep substituting these numbers in like this until we get a full table of values. This is how we do a table of values for part A. Now we've done that, now we're asked to plot the curve on the graph of y equals 5x minus x squared on the axis. So here we're going to start plotting the coordinates. We're going to start with minus 1, minus 6, minus 1 across, minus 6 up, like that. Then 0, 0, then 1, 4. These are just the coordinates from the graph. We are plotting just like this. It's the exact values we got from the graph. For example, the last coordinate is 6 minus 6. That's x is 6, y is minus 6, and that's from the last column of the table of values. I've now got all those coordinates plotted. I can draw a smooth curve between them using my pencil. I draw a smooth curve like that, and we've done. We've done part B, we've plotted that curve on the axis. Part C, it says by drawing a suitable straight line, solve the equation 6x minus x squared equals 5. And here I'm seeing that my new equation 6x minus x squared equals 5 looks a bit like the previous equation y equals 5x minus x squared. And I think you can make them look the same. So I copy the new equation down and I look at the old equation. And I look at how I can make these look similar. The first thing I want to do is make the 6x into 5x. And the way I can do that is by taking x off both sides, like this. I subtract x from both sides, I get 5x minus x squared, and that's equal to 5 minus x. And now I've made my 6x minus x squared equals 5 look like 5x minus x squared on one side. And this means that I can now solve it using a suitable straight line. And the suitable straight line I'll draw is the one it's equal to. It's equal to 5 minus x. And so therefore we're going to draw y equals 5 minus x on the graph. I'm going to draw y equals 5 minus x on this graph, like this. And this is a curve, this is a straight line, with a y-intercept of 5 and a gradient of minus 1. So I'm going to start at 0, 5, y-intercept of 5. I'm going to go across 1 square and down 1. Go across 1 square and down 1. Remember the gradient has minus 1, so the gradient is minus 1. I'm going to go across 1 square and down 1. And I'm plotting the coordinates of this straight line just by knowing my y equals mx plus c and plotting straight lines on the graph. I can now continue that by plotting a few more coordinates, and see that it does make a straight line. I can take my ruler and draw a straight line through those coordinates. I've plotted the line y equals 5 minus x by knowing it has a y-intercept of 5 and a gradient of minus 1. I now have those two curves plotted on the graph. And when I look at where they cross over, where they intersect, it's that x is 1 and x is 5. And therefore the solutions are x is 1 and x is 5. They are the two solutions to my equation. X is 1 and x is 5 is the final answer. We have completed all of example 1. Now let's look at example 2. Here it says the graph shows the curve with the equation y equals x cubed plus x squared minus 4x. Using the graph, estimate the solutions to x cubed plus x squared minus 4x equals 0. So we're interested in when this curve is equal to 0. And this is when it crosses the x-axis. This is when it crosses where y is 0, the x-axis. And this is going to be at these three coordinates here. X is minus 2.6. I'm just estimating that there. I can't read it perfectly, but it looks to me like a minus 2.6 about. We've also got another crossover at x equals 0. This is when the entire curve equals 0, when it crosses the x-axis. And then here, x is 1.6. That's also a solution. So we get these three solutions here. That is when the curve hits 0, crossing the x-axis. Now, it says part B, we're going to draw a suitable line to solve the equation x cubed plus x squared minus 7x minus 2 equals 0. And we're going to use the same method as before. We're going to try and transform this to look like our original curve. And it does look similar. It's still got the x cubed plus x squared. The minus 7x should be minus 4x, and the minus 2 shouldn't be there. So what we'll do is we'll start by adding 3x to both sides to make it minus 4x. And we'll get this. We've added 3x to both sides. Now we'll get rid of that minus 2. We'll add 2 to both sides, like this. And so I've now got the curve in the form x cubed plus x squared minus 4x, and that's equal to 3x plus 2. So I'm now going to plot the graph y equals 3x plus 2 over here. Y equals 3x plus 2. It's got a y-intercept of 2, and it's got a gradient of 3. So I'm going to start at 0, 2, go across 1 square and up 3. Go across 1 square and up 3. And I see that it makes a straight line like this. And if I can draw a straight line going through these coordinates like this. I've drawn this with a y-intercept of 2 and a gradient of 3. The two curves cross at these 3 points here. The first x-coordinate is minus 3, the next x-coordinate is 0.25, and the last x-coordinate is 2.3. They are the three estimated solutions. It's not perfect because I can't read the scale perfectly accurately, but it's a good estimate. And so I think x is minus 3, x is minus 0.25, and x is 2.3 are really good solutions to this. And that's it. That's how you solve equations on graphs. Thank you for watching this week's video from Addvance Maths. Remember to like and subscribe to support the channel. If you enjoyed this video, you can also share it with your classmates and friends so they can learn as well. You can check out advancemaths.com for more revision resources to help you master your exams. Thank you for watching and good luck in your exams.